Hey, I gotta say this, man, because I don't know. I think it's just a word of advice for people. I never was the type of person, like when it come down to like friendships and shit like that, or if I just start trying to get acquainted with a person, you know what I'm saying? And if I can sense, or if you give me one, I'm not really too tough. I'm not zero tolerant, but I just been through more than enough to really register when a person might, let me explain this right. I just notice if it take for a person that to weigh what you have or do with your things, for them to stipulate where they stand with you, that person ain't worth knowing. I've learned this, I ain't gonna say the hard way, but I done been dealing with material for a while, and I've learned that. And then also that I've learned about people, if it take for something so small for a person to be like easily influenced in any type of way to make nothing of you, or a person to choose not to apply any more compassion, to, I guess, to no longer engage with you, it's off of the smallest thing ever. It could be, if a person is easily influenced and tainted by another person's impression, that person ain't worth knowing. If a person pretty much, there's so many different ways I can address this, but for some reason I done been through some things, right? Well, I'm like, man, come on, man, you gotta be kidding me for real. Like, I guess me and my compassion and how I really approach situation or people. Me, I'm just naturally courageous. You know what I'm saying? I'm naturally courageous. I don't really actually have a hard time having to figure out whether or not I can afford to give a person my love, my compassion. You know what I'm saying? It's just something I'm really not having a difficulty with. Like, I can still afford to let somebody go and move on to the next quick as hell, you know, just due to what I've been through. And I'm not gonna carry any baggage when I move on. I'm not gonna be that type of person. And I don't know, I learned this just through my trial and error. But I've never allowed myself to be influenced based off another person's narrative about another person. And if a person can come easily and sway you in your impression about a person, and you not know nothing about that person, but a person that you claim you know or that knows you can have the audacity to be on some like considerate, or I'm just trying to look out for you. Hey man, that person ain't no good, or hey man, you know such about this person, or I heard such about this person. You know what I mean? Based off of different scope of different folks too. And I've been around, I don't come around a lot of people who've already been some vicious people in my life too, right? And another person might come along and say, hey man, you know such be on this type of time and this type of time, and I'm like, okay, cool, but that probably may be in y'all exchange, right? And then I might go along and this person treat me with the utmost respect and loyalty and would never cross me. I can have some real vicious people who really are careless and ruthless show me the utmost respect and loyalty. Unlike the next person I might be right next to, that person might have no type of respect or love or loyalty for you. And I've been through these things, you know? And different scope for different folks. You never know who God called in your life for you to impact. You never know how you may impact the person versus the next person. So I'm never easily influenced based off a person's narrative on how I'm going to, or let a person dictate how I'm going to grow or build with an individual, or how I'm going to come into an exchange with an individual. Because I know at the end of the day, my God is connecting the dots, not the narrative or predominating logic of the world. You know what I mean? All that crude, crafty strategy that people apply to deal with cardinal things in the world, I don't have to go by those type of mechanics or mechanism. I don't have to go about that type of method to address things. My exchange is different, especially on the spiritual level. So I don't know, man. I just had to say that because I'm gonna drop a real drop, jewel. I'm gonna drop this. Okay, so I left myself open this season to allowing myself to initiate or be transparent about a female being attracted to me. I don't know. I decided to be a little bit more expressive about it. Not meaning like I'm a hoe or I'm out here just trying to throw my be lavish with my attention because I'm just, I don't know, desperate, or what you would assume because I'm locked up, or you may feel like, no, that's not what's going on. It's more like me letting God know that I can actually afford the endeavor. I can afford the endeavor. That's not something, my love is not something that is conditional. I'm not drawing from a well that could become exhausted. I mean, exhaustion, hopelessness, stuff like that is not in the realm of where I draw my love. So the next person is different. They might have a little difficulty with that. They love might be a vending machine. They might get into an exchange with a person, may offer the love, like a guy might come along and offer his love, and then things might have to come in reciprocity at a certain rate at a certain time. And if that's not reciprocated, or that person doesn't really totally comprehend your love language, just so yet, a man could probably become exhausted. A woman could probably become exhausted. And certain things may be an expectation and that person doesn't meet it, then it's like, hey, but I mean, I can afford to grow. I can afford to give a person leverage. I can afford these things. I can afford to love a person, just love a person. I can afford to just give my love with no type of, I'm not expecting anything from the individual most of the time. Just like when I go along and I can compliment a woman about her qualities, the essence of how she carries herself. These things, man, is something that's just benevolent within me. I'm okay with that. I can do that. I just care about the next man's esteem. And sometimes people need their flowers. Sometimes a fellow might need some type of encouragement. I ain't looking for nothing in return or you got a tie to my good words that I give you of encouragement. That's not how that goes. The exchange is different between me. I'm operating from a totally different realm. So I might come in contact with a lot of secular or cardinal people. You know what I mean? And that's okay. I mean, I come across that a lot. And I noticed that a lot. I mean, the cardinal was more morally based off of the consensus, such as the majority, And the odds most of the time are stacked against me when it comes down to me being held in contempt in any type of way. Most of the time the cardinal individual is going to lean more towards the quantity of people that's in the same agreement with whatever may be, the opinion, or the conclusion, opinionated thought, that a truth that a person may come up with, And that might be a fact in their eyes because they have the majority saying such, but that's not how I operate. And I'm not influenced by the majority based off of my endeavors of what the majority may claim to be right and wrong. I'm not prostituting myself in that way. I'm not even that gullible for real. I'm not. And if I come across a person who can easily be swayed like that, and I'm like realizing like, damn, this person could be really feeble-minded. Yeah. Could I afford, Lord, to go any further after I done initiated some type of compliment to this person and this person mistake me? Should I have the compassion thereof to, I guess, extend more compassion to a person mistaking me initially? I'm the type of person now, I've grown through my endeavors to understand that who I am as a man, and an individual, a person of somewhat of the same stature, would comprehend me spiritually right off bat. There's not too much of a contraction there where a person can repel from me or stiff arm me once they acknowledge the essence of my demeanor. It's like, oh, that person is really actually earnest or genuine. That person is really, authentic in his expression towards me. I'm going to heed to that. I'm going to digest that person rightly. I'm going to have a hard time mistaking that person. Although logic may be logic and things may seem like this and that and what it could be and that be, you know what I'm saying? And it can be difficult. And sometimes a person may need some type of reassurance. But I believe that person that actually truly comprehends me or accepts me for me is going to be totally transparent about what they're mistaking about me. Because the compassion will be evident enough for that person to want clarity. Versus just adopting straight off back another person's narrative. And with that being said, bro, like if you, I don't know. You only just as good as the mercy you give. And I feel like from what I deserve. I'm not being zero tolerant when I just throw something that mistakes me to the wayside. I'm just on the tip like, okay, well, what's next, God? I think I've served that or serviced that moment rightly. So whatever encounter I do have with a person, even if it's just only for some seconds, moment or whatever, I may be very deeply compassionate. I can go in depth in that moment. I can give you so much, so much compassion to passion. I can give you so much of that. And some people might feel like it's over the top. Me, I don't feel like that. I feel like this is the right way that I should be able to give my praise to my God in what I'm witnessing. So if it takes me to have to expound for a person in a moment, I'm gonna do that. Life well spent with me. I don't know about you, but that's how I'm rocking. And I ain't really binded by who judges that. I mean, that's me just standing in my authentic truth of being me. And whoever's for me, God will draw that. 1 or 2 or 3 to me. I'm not missing a beat by a long shot. I mean, I just don't know what type of song the world playing, but hey man, I think my ears really work for real. I don't know about everybody else, but sometimes people be really missing this thing it's on blast. It's not something you can really actually mistake. I mean, anything you need to draw in authenticity or in true absoluteness the well is right here. You know what I'm saying? And I'm open to whenever you need clarity. But the high school shit missed me with it, man. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, I mean, I wish the best for all those who have mistaken me, though. I ain't gonna lie to you. But I'm not gonna be in a situation here for long. I mean, I think that people take advantage of people, you know, sometimes when they're in their lowest states in life, like me being incarcerated. And it's like, okay, you come across a chick. I mean, okay, that's okay. I'm okay with, and I can deal with the presumption of you may thinking I may be a little slick, crafty. I may be being manipulative in some form or fashion. You know what I mean? I'm okay with that because I know the clothing that I wear, and I'm accountable for that. But I mean, truth don't need no proof, and my actions are very evident. You know what I'm saying? And it speaks for itself sometimes too. But it's like some people have an esteem so low to where I noticed that some women find it amusing to belittle or down a man for taking the courage thereof, even in this situation. And sometimes I just register it. You ain't really even got to be just a lot of things that you insinuate based off of how you express yourself, or how you would respond or choose not to respond would let me know. You know, with that being said, man, I mean, I just learned that, and I'm really thankful that I do have that type of dignity within myself to where I can stand firm enough. I'm thankful for the esteem that I have to be able to afford to I can afford to try what's for me. I can afford to refine that. I can afford that form of refinement for myself and for the next person. So if I come genuinely engaging to a female, and then I come to notice that this person is really insensitive or careless or superficial, it's like it was worth me, proposing the quality of who I am in that type of absoluteness or in authenticity. I feel it was worth me coming in that form of equality in order for me to actually come to that point of revision to know who is who, you know, or whether or not that person really has the mental capacity to digest me right. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm just on to the next with things, man. It's like I'm never really emotionally having to, I don't know, it's just something about it. You know, I look at things as material. I know the occurrences of things coming and going, and the moment is so transitory. You know, it's like the elegance of a woman is just like a bird being there and flying off with the wind. It's just so fast. Whenever I find myself coming across that, I'm already aware and prepared for that aspect of reality. But I'm never with an insecurity of that happening. I'm okay with that. I think that I can afford that. That's the whole reason why I chose to take the initiative. You know what I mean? But whenever a woman decides to be like, hey, I want to establish something with you. I want to build with you. Even if it's just a friendship, Can be a business endeavor. You know what I'm saying? It could be just writing a book or something. Who knows? You know what I mean? It could just be that. You know what I mean? And just want to build. I want to show my respect. I'm going to have or establish more fortitude in that area, what she feels she wants to apply more of her energy in. So I feel like if she's investing in something, of course I'm going to turn that into a concern. I'm going to fortify that. I'm going to make sure that I commit myself in reciprocity. I'm not going to leave her in no gray area. And if she, you know what I'm saying, she's saying, hey, I want to go to the next step with you, or hey, let's try doing this together. Cool. I mean, I'm going to, participate rightly. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna be out here like, okay, now I done found me a chick that's really trying to build and do something with me. And I'm just gonna be like, yeah, well, I had this going on. I'm gonna keep that going on. Nah, I mean, there's gonna be a boundary that's gonna be set then because she's petitioning for that. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And that's how I'm coming for real. You know what I'm saying? When she ready, she gonna know how to take it on. She gonna come straight like, hey, this was going on, and I want you to, and I would like for you to do that or be, at this pace with me. I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna assess my lay of land and see whether or not we can prosper together. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, man, any man who really is looking for a woman, just be understanding that a woman is a man's fortitude. So if you're aware of that, you would understand her ability to be watchful over your esteem just as well as you are in reciprocity. And some things, man, are just, I don't know, some things, I'm not going to say I don't know, I'm just going to say that I'm trying to find the best way to articulate this aspect of things. Because, man, like, a woman being a man's fortitude is something that I can delve really, I can expound on. But I'm trying to make this video short. So I'm going to say, until next time, you know, but a woman is a man's fortitude. And when it's time, man, for anything, you just focus on you. Keep doing what you're doing. Like I say, on vice versa, both male and female. Just keep doing what you're doing, focusing on you and getting your things done and finishing what you have going. And I don't know, someone may come along and commend that. Someone may come along to edify that. You know what I'm saying? It's just something that's just going to already naturally be within them to do. It's not going to be something you're going to already have to petition like, hey, this, that, it's going to already be recognized. You know what I'm saying? It take one to know one. Some things, man, when God connected dots, trust me, the compatibility is already set before you came into existence. So a lot of things that are going on right now, hey, man, just let God keep writing, man, your story, man, his story. You know how it go. It's going to be all right. You know what I mean? You just keep scribing in gratitude and enjoy and keep praising God for all that you witness. And write your life in whatever formality you feel fit to praise God in. But until next time, man, you know what to do, man. Like, share, subscribe, please do that. I mean, I think I need like a good, probably about 14 people, man. Wait, not 14, probably like 24 people. Subscribe to me, man. I can go live. And I can really, get what to get down, But until next time, I appreciate y'all.